And welcome to Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV's entertaining afternoon ball game right here at the Surfside Softball Field between your Nantucket Whalers and the Monomoy Sharks. We are live here on Monday, May 12th. It's a blustery day, but a beautiful one. I want to thank you so much for joining us. I am Charles Douglas. I am not the voice of the Whalers at all. Our fearless leader, Chris Morris, is home with some young ones in need of rest and recuperation. Little bugs going around out there. You know how it is if you're a parent. So I am filling in to hit the buttons today. Along with me, of course, is Sean Davis, back from his off-island adventures. He'll be giving you all the visuals that you're enjoying from our softball game here today. And shortly you'll be hearing from DC. That's right, Dave Collins is going to be on the call today as our Whalers look to give the Monomoy Sharks their first defeat of their entire season. Whalers, of course, coming off of a big home win, their first home win of the season last Friday. But we'll fill you in all about that in just a few minutes. First, I want to thank the folks at the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation for making everything we do with Sports Connection possible. Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, they have made the youth of Nantucket the focus of their philanthropic efforts. Of course, a couple weeks ago, you probably were able to see live our coverage of the Golf Club Scholars events, where we saw a lot of our student athletes as well as other fine young men and women who are getting either partial or complete scholarships to the higher education institution of their choice. So just, real inspiring events for everyone who was able to attend. And so I want to thank them and our other underwriters for making everything we do with Sports Connection possible. We'll be right back after these messages.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV over the past few years have done countless broadcasts that are both exciting and professional.
Shot, score! Jack Halleck!
I support NCTV's Nantucket Sports Connection because it's a great opportunity to reach island families, support students, and our local television station.
Well, welcome back here to Nantucket. I am DC Collins filling in for Chris Morris today here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. Thanks for Charles Douglas for the introductions. He'll be spinning the dials today, and also Sean Davis on the camera. A beautiful, and as Charles mentioned it, a blustery day here on Nantucket. We've got 58 degrees, just a few wispy clouds in the sky. No chance of rainfall today. Winds gusting, though, up to about 20 miles per hour, and they are blowing from the third base side out towards right field, so it could be a bit of a hassle if a ball gets up in the air today. Fair skies right now and 58 degrees here on Nantucket. Monomoy, as Charles mentioned, undefeated. They come in at 13-0. And Nantucket on a 3-game winning streak. They are 4-8, hoping to upset Monomoy as the Sharks come to the island today. Nantucket 4-8. We'll give you the starting lineups. First, for the Monomoy Sharks, as I mentioned, undefeated, 13-0. They will send to the plate first Alana Loiko, the designated player. In left field is the second batter, Kate Hughes. Batting third today for the Sharks is Kylie Maughan. She is at shortstop. The center fielder in the cleanup spot is Bella Bellafay. The first baseman is Liv Sanford. She will be in the number 5 spot today for the Sharks. Batting sixth, Willow Layton, the third baseman. Batting seventh is Lily Furman, the second baseman. In between the circle is Kinsey Lister. She's in the 8th spot today for the Sharks. And Lexi Totten is the catcher. The flex player today is Haley Lanciani. For Nantucket, when they come to bat in the bottom of the first inning, they will send to the plate to lead off Sophia Velverton at third base. The catcher, Eliza Mansfield. Center fielder batting third is Shelby Harrington. In the cleanup spot today for Nantucket is Ava Watson. Annie Art is in right field. She's batting fifth. Lola Karen, the second baseman, bats sixth. Lil Wuschlager is the first baseman, and she will bat seventh. Inside the circle today is Sharon Chrysler, batting eighth. And Rye Cranston is the left fielder, rounding out the lineup for Nantucket. Umpires for this afternoon's contest, Ed Fletcher will be behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Rob Haig will be the field umpire. You can see the windmill spinning, the turbine spinning in the background. We have sunshine. We've got some wind today, and hopefully a win for the Nantucket Whalers. As I mentioned, 4-8 coming in. Monomoy, a powerhouse, 13-0 this season at the top of the division. So we are just about set to go. Glad you could join us here on NCTV and the NSC. Got some lacrosse coming up later for you this week on Wednesday and Thursday, starting at 4 o'clock here on Comcast Channel 1072 and also on YouTube. Nantucket takes the field in their gray pants and navy blue uniforms, trimmed in gray and white. Monomoy almost identical uniforms. They've got white pants and navy blue tops trimmed in white as well. And we are just about set to go. Thank you to all the sponsors, by the way, making the spring schedule possible here on NCTV and the NSC, and some of our sponsors that have been with us from day one in September, bringing you the 2024-2025 sports schedule here on the NSC and NCTV. So again, the first three to lead off for Monomoy. It'll be Alana Loiko, the designated player, Kate Hughes, the left fielder, and Kylie Maughan, the shortstop. Scheduled to play 7 here, and you'll notice in the background another game going on. That's the Nantucket JV team. I'll try to get you a final score for that one. They started about 20 minutes ago, but we are just about set to go here. And if you see the camera make any sudden movements, that just means a foul ball or an overthrown ball has come our way, so got to be careful for that. Again, defensively for Nantucket, Saren Chrysler inside the circle, Eliza Mansfield behind the plate, Lil Wuschlager at first, Lola Karen at second, Ava Watson at short, Sophia Yelverton at third base, in the outfield, Rye Cranston in left field, Shelby Harrington in center field, and Annie Ard in right field today for Nantucket. Chrysler just about set with her warm-up tosses. As she wipes off the rubber, gets the footing down, and we are just about set to go. Whalers winners of 3 in a row, feeling pretty confident coming into today's game. Monomoy has some big bats, though, and that's why they are undefeated at 13-0. Alana Loiko to lead off, and we are just about set. Monomoy a little late arriving here. That's why we got off to a late start, so it was basically, okay, get in the dugout, put your gloves on, take outfield practice, which lasted about 5 minutes, and we are just about set to get underway. So here's Alana Loiko, the designated player, left-handed batter to lead off for Monomoy. Chrysler ready to go with the first pitch of this afternoon's contest. And it's outside for a ball. So 1-0 the count. Here's the next pitch. And that misses for a ball outside as well, so it's quickly 2-0. Scoreboard not turned on here, so bear with us as far as balls and strikes go. Next one misses a little low and away, so now it's 3-0. So the leadoff batter, Alana Loiko for Monomoy. Ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Next pitch misses for a ball, so Loiko walks on 4 straight pitches to start this afternoon's contest. And she is aboard with a walk. This will bring up the right-hand batter, Kate Hughes, left fielder for Monomoy. Infielders pinching in for Nantucket. Wuschlager in about 3 or 4 steps on the dirt at first. Bunt attempt, and she went through it. So 0-1 the count on Hughes. And Sophia Yelverton at third, screaming down the line as the pitch is delivered. Loiko, the runner at first for the Sharks. 0-1 pitch. That misses inside for a ball. So the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfielders shading their eyes for Nantucket. Here's the next pitch, and that's popped foul back towards Surfside Road. And so the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. You parked in a safe spot there, Charles? All right, he gives me the thumbs up. How about you, Sean? 1-2 pitch. Way high for a ball, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are just underway. No score between Monomoy and Nantucket. Top of the first inning, nobody out. Loiko, the runner at first for the Sharks. She drew a leadoff walk. Next pitch inside for a ball. And so that is another walk given up by Chrysler. So Hughes trots down to first base. And now Nantucket in a little bit of trouble here. 2 straight walks to lead off the game for the Sharks. They've got 2 on and nobody out. Another left-handed batter steps to the plate. Here's Kylie Maughan. That pitch is a strike, and it's 0-1. Maughan, the shortstop for Monomoy. Hughes, the runner at first. Loiko, the runner at second. As that ball gets past the catcher. And so the runners will advance. Loiko moves from second to third, and now Hughes moves from first to second on the wild pitch. And so the Sharks now really threatening here in the top of the first. Next pitch low and away for a ball. And Chrysler just having trouble finding the zone here for Nantucket. Nobody out, top of the first inning, no score, but Monomoy has runners at second and third. Next pitch to Maughan, that is low. So the count 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1, up high for a ball. I apologize, that is ball 3. First base is open. Next pitch outside for a ball. So Maughan draws a walk. Loiko at third base, Hughes at second, and now Maughan with a walk. And the bases are loaded in the top of the first inning. No score, but nobody out. And here's Bella Belfe, the center fielder, the cleanup batter. First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. 3 straight walks for Monomoy to start this ballgame. The Sharks have Loiko at third base, Hughes the runner at second, and Maughan the runner at first. Outfielders back up just a bit. Again, infielders pinch in at the corners. Here's the next pitch. That misses high for a ball. Chrysler struggling here in the top of the first. Her next delivery. And misses for a ball as well. Sharks, very patient hitters, not chasing anything out of the zone so far. The next pitch, this one hit in the air towards left field, and it's over the head of Cranston. 1 run will score. Coming around is Hughes from third. She'll score. Mon comes around to score. Heading into third base with a triple is Bella Belfier. And just like that, here in the top of the first inning, Monomoy jumps out to a 3-0 lead with still nobody out. Well, Cranston saw that one sail over her head out into left field. And Belafay drives in 3 runs. Mon, Hughes, and Loico. And it's an optimistic start for Monomoy as they have a 3-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. First pitch is inside for a ball. It's 1-0 to Sanford. Loico, Hughes, and Mon all score. It's a 3 RBI triple for Belafay, and she is the runner at third base. Next pitch, big swing and a miss by Sanford. So the Whalers already with their work cut out for them as they trail 3-0 here. Still nobody out, top of the first inning. Next pitch, high and away, and it gets away from the catcher over the head of Mansfield. Holding at third base, though, is Belafay. And so it's just a ball. Liv Sanford, the first baseman in the number 5 slot today for Monomoy at the plate. Willa Layton waits on deck for the Sharks. Here's the next pitch, up high for a ball, as Sanford laid off of that one. Belafay, the runner at third base for Monomoy. Here's the pitch by Chrysler. Inside for a ball, and so Sanford draws a walk. And now that puts runners at the corners for the Sharks. Still nobody out here in the top of the first inning. And 4 walks, unfortunately, given up by Chrysler here in the top of the first for the Whalers. Willa Layton, the third baseman, now at the plate. First pitch to her, misses inside. Runner takes off to second, no throw down. So Sanford trots down to second on the stolen base. So now that's Belafay for the Sharks at third and Sanford at second. Next pitch, this one hit in the air deep towards center. Harrington going back, it's over her head. Scoring from third is Belafay. Sanford rounds third, she'll score. And holding at second with a 2 RBI stand-up double is Willa Layton. And now the Sharks have broken it open here in the top of the first inning. They lead Nantucket 5-0 with still nobody out. So Belafay scores, Sanford scores, and Layton ends up with 2 RBIs and a double as she's standing at second base. And here's the number 7 batter, the second baseman, Lily Furman. 0-1 the count to her. The next pitch to Furman, high for a ball. Layton, the runner at second base for Monomoy. Sharks lead at 5-0, still nobody out here in the top of the first. Next pitch, high and away for a ball. And again, Chrysler for Nantucket just struggling to find the zone here in the top of the first inning. Next pitch, bounces. Good stop there by the catcher, Mansfield, to hold that ball from going to the backstop. Chrysler gets the sign. Next pitch, that's high for a ball as well. And so Furman draws a walk. And now that puts runners at first and second for Monomoy. Still nobody out, top of the first inning. Sharks with a 5-0 lead. 5 walks issued in this opening inning by Chrysler. Kinsey Lister, the pitcher, now at the plate. Ground ball to third, step on the bag for 1. That's all they're going to get, but Nantucket gets the first out as Lister is safe at first. Layton on the force out, which goes 5 unassisted. Furman moves up to second. Lister safe at first. 1 away, top of the first. Monomoy still with a 5-0 lead, but Nantucket did get the out. And this will bring up Lexi Totten. Totten, the number 9 batter for Monomoy. She's the catcher today. Furman for Monomoy, the runner at second. Lister at first. Next pitch inside, and it gets away from the catcher, Mansfield. And so the runners will advance. Furman down to third and Lister up to second. on the pass ball. And so now 2 runners in scoring position for the Sharks. Next pitch, high, and it bounces off the mitt of Mansfield. Runners will stay put, though. Totten steps back in the box. Chrysler with the sign. The right-hander winds and fires. And that's high for a ball as well, so Chrysler draws a walk. And so that'll load the bases once again of Sharks. Chrysler at first. Totten at first, Lister at second, and Furman at third. And the Sharks now will turn over the lineup as we get a pinch runner for Monomoy. Lexi Wilson will now be the runner at first. So it's Wilson, the pinch runner at first, Lister at second, and Furman at third. And the batter is Loiko. She walked to lead off the game and came around to score on the 3 RBI triple by Bellafay earlier this inning. A 5-0 lead for Monomoy. 1 out, bases loaded for the Sharks here in the top of the first. That ball skips away from Mansfield but stays in front of her, and the runners do not advance. Kate Hughes waits on deck. Next pitch, big swing and a miss. Foul tip, actually. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Chrysler gets the next pitch, and that's high for a ball, and the count goes full 3-2. Top of the first inning, 1 out. Monomoy already with a 5-0 lead. They have the bases loaded. Next pitch to Loiko. That misses for a ball, so she draws another walk. And coming home to score is Furman. And so now with 1 out in the top of the first inning, it's a 6-0 lead for Monomoy. Lister moves to third, the pinch runner Lexi Wilson to second, and Loiko is the runner at first. 1 out, top of the first inning, a 6-0 lead for Monomoy. As there's a bit of a conference at the mound. And now we are set to go again. Here's Kate Hughes. She walked and came around to score earlier this inning. First pitch, that's fouled back to the screen, and it's 0-1. Kylie Mon, the shortstop, waits on deck. Hughes, the batter, the left fielder today for Monomoy. And the next pitch, this is punched right towards second base. Great grab there by Karen. Fires to first in time for the double play. Good highlight for Nantucket right there as that was smashed, but Karen made the catch, and they double off the runner Loiko at first base. But the damage has been done as Monomoy scores 6 runs, and they do so on, we'll count them up, just 2 hits. 2 runners left on base now at the end of a half inning of play. It's the Monomoy Sharks 6, and the Whalers coming to bat. Bottom of the first inning comes your way right after these words on the NSC and NCTV.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for 3. Got it! Huge shot from Carp.
The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a blast. More than money, we need members. We need to build our community bigger and better to help our student athletes prepare for the next chapter in their life.
Back here at the Surfside Road Softball Fields on Nantucket, Monomoy with a big inning to start the top of the first. 6 runs. They have a 6-0 lead as the Whalers will look to make up some ground here in the bottom of the first inning, as they will send the third baseman Sophia Yelverton to the plate first. Batting second is the catcher Eliza Mansfield. Center fielder Shelby Harrington bats third, and the cleanup spot today for the Whalers is Ava Watson, the shortstop. Right fielder is Annie Ard batting fifth. Batting sixth, Lola Karen at second base. The first baseman, Lil Wolschlager, bats seventh for Nantucket. Saren Chrysler will try to help her own cause as she bats eighth for the Whalers in the bottom of the first inning, and Rye Cranston rounds out the lineup in left field. Set the defense for you as we go along, but here's Yelverton, the third baseman, to lead off for the Whalers. Big swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Kinsey Lister is the right-handed pitcher inside the circle for the Sharks. Lexi Totten is behind the plate. 0-1. This is punched down towards first, easily picked up by Sanford. She takes it to the bag herself, and there is one away. So Yelverton grounds out, 3 unassisted. And there's one away here in the bottom of the first inning. Liv Sanford, as I mentioned at first, Lily Furman at second base for Monomoy. Kylie Maughan is at shortstop as the first pitch is swung on and missed by Mansfield. It's 0-1. Willa Layton is at third for the Sharks. In the outfield, Kate Hughes in left. Bella Belfay in center field. As the next pitch is high for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. And Haley Lanciani is in right field. Next pitch inside for a ball, so it's 2-1. Monomoy again with a record of 13-0 coming into this afternoon's contest. Whalers 4-8. They've won their last 3 ball games. As the next pitch, that is high for a ball. Good eye, 3-1. The count now to Mansfield, the catcher for the Whalers. Next pitch misses low and inside for a ball. So Mansfield is the first base runner for Nantucket, as she draws a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the first inning. Whalers still trailing those 6-0. And here is Shelby Harrington, the center fielder in the 3 slot today for the Whalers. First pitch punches that towards us, foul. And it's 0-1. Charles Douglas behind me, ready to pounce on top of that one. Mansfield, the runner at first. Next pitch, this one popped towards us, and out of play. Yeah, I was ready to sit in that spot. Next pitch, foul back to the screen. Now, I don't think I would have been called for fan interference because it was across the out-of-play line, right? Just don't get me ejected from the game, Charles. Next pitch, outside corner for a strike. That catches Harrington looking, and there's 2 away. That's the first strikeout this afternoon for Lister. That puts 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Whalers still trail 6-0. And here's the cleanup batter, shortstop Ava Watson. She takes the first pitch for a strike. Quick throw down to first. And sliding back safely is Mansfield. She's the runner at first base for Nantucket. Next pitch, this one is popped foul. Back it out of play over the screen. Kinsey Lister, the pitcher, inside the circle for Monomoy. They lead Nantucket 6-0. We're in the bottom of the first inning. 2 outs, and the Whalers have a runner on first base. The next pitch to Watson. Swing and fouled. Looked like he got a piece of the catcher's mask, Lexi Totten's. So the count now 0-2. Annie Ard, the right fielder, waits on deck for the Whalers. Lister gets the sign, bounces one up there. Holding at first base is Mansfield, though, so the count, a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. This one is smashed towards short. Picked up there nicely by Mon, and she'll run to the bag herself for the force out. So Watson grounds into the fielder's choice, which goes 6 unassisted. Mansfield is forced out at second base, and that'll do it for the Whalers here in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. They do leave a runner on base at the end of one complete here on Nantucket. It's Monomoy 6 and the Whalers nothing. Top of the second inning comes your way after these words here on the NSC and NCTV.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
We go to the top of the second inning here with Monomoy in a commanding 6-0 lead over Nantucket. First pitch misses for a ball. Second pitch misses for a ball. It's 2-0. 3, 4, and 5 batters for Monomoy. Kylie Mon, Bella Belfay, and Liv Sanford to lead off as the next pitch misses outside. It's 3-0. Saren Chrysler struggling with trying to find the strike zone early on here as that pitch is outside for a ball. Mon walked her first time up and was sent home from the 3 RBI triple by Belafé. This one hit a mile high in the air towards right field. Ard going back on it, can't make the catch in the sun. Rounding first base is Mon. She'll head into second with a stand-up double. And there's a leadoff base runner for Monomoy, who has a 6-0 lead here to start the top of the second inning. Ard fighting the sun and the wind in right field, has the sunglasses on, but still a high sky here, and couldn't find it. Dropped right next to her. So leadoff base runner for Monomoy is Mon is at second base. Here's Belafé looking at the pitch for a strike. So it's 0-1. Belafé had that 3 RBI triple to left, which drove in Mon, Hughes, and Loico in the first inning. Next pitch popped up behind home plate, taking the mask off and unable to catch that is Mansfield. Again, that was climbed the ladder and a tough angle. And so just a foul ball, so Belafé will have to come back to the plate. Next pitch inside, gets away, and scampering down to third base is Mon. That'll be a pass ball. So, another runner at third base for the Sharks. This one is smashed and it hits the runner. Is that in fair territory or foul territory? I believe it's in foul territory. So Mon's going to have a bruise right on her lower back. If she was in fair territory, she would have been called out, but was in foul territory, so just a loud strike as Mon trying to shake it off for Monomoy. Belafé back into the plate. Here's the pitch, ground ball towards third again. It's picked up there by Yelverton. And fires over to first in time to get the out. Run comes home to score, though. That is Mon. So give Belafé an RBI ground out, which goes 5-3. And now the Sharks have a 7-0 lead over Nantucket with one out here in the top of the second inning. First pitch, swing and a miss by Liv Sanford. Sanford walked to the top of the first inning and also stole second and came around to score on the RBI double by Layton, who waits on deck. Next pitch, big swing and a miss. And it's quickly 0-2 to Sanford. 1 out, bases empty. We're on the top of the second inning. Monomoy with a 7-0 lead on Nantucket. They put 6 runs up in the first. Another big swing and a miss. And Sanford goes down on strikes. That's the first strikeout this afternoon for Chrysler. And Sanford wasn't even close on those 3 pitches. So there's 2 away here in the top of the second. Layton now the batter. Layton with the RBI double to drive in Bellafay and Sanford back in the first. Next pitch high for a ball. Outfielders still playing fairly shallow for Nantucket, except for in left field, Cranston a little bit deeper. Next pitch high and inside, and Layton had to duck out of the way of that one. 3-0 now the count to Layton. Lily Furman, the second baseman, waits on deck for the Sharks. The next pitch, and this one is driven towards left field, and it goes through the legs of Cranston. Actually might have deflected off of her leg, but Layton is safe at first base with a single. So 2 outs and a runner at first base for the Sharks. They're up 7-0. And this will bring up Lily Furman, who walked and scored a run back in the first inning. First pitch bounces away from Mansfield. Fire down to second as the runner is going. And she is safe. So Layton with the stolen base. And that puts another runner in scoring position for Monomoy here with 2 outs. Next pitch is a strike. Here's the next pitch, and that is tipped foul at home plate. Again, the wind blowing at about 10 to 15 miles per hour from behind the home plate out towards center field now. Next pitch, this one popped high in the air towards center. Going back on it as Harrington lines it up. Can't make the catch, though, as it skips off her glove. Rounding third is Layton. She comes home to score. Furman will be in there at second base. And so now it's an 8-0 lead for Monomoy with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Again, a high sky, and Harrington battling the sun as she went back. Just couldn't get her glove wrapped around it. And so now the batter is Kinsey Lister, the pitcher, in the 8 slot today. Grounded into a fielder's choice her last time up. Furman the runner at second for the Sharks. Next pitch bounces up there, and it gets away from Mansfield. So a wild pitch will allow Furman to trot down to third base. Monomoy 8, Nantucket nothing. Monomoy batting here with a runner at third base and 2 outs in the top of the second. This one is fisted towards short. Coming over to make the catch is Watson, and she puts it away to end the inning as Lister lines out to short. So the Sharks strike again as they score 2 runs. They do so on 1 hit. There was an error and 1 runner left on base at the end of 1.5 here on Nantucket. It's now Monomoy 8 and the Whalers nothing. Bottom of the second inning comes your way right after these words here on the NSC and NCTV.
It's over! It's over!
Bottom of the second inning, Annie Ard leads off for the Whalers as Nantucket trails Monomoy 8-0. First pitch, ground ball foul just outside of first. And it's 0-1 to Ard. She's the right fielder batting fifth today for Nantucket. Second baseman Lola Karen is in the on-deck circle, and in the hole is the first baseman Lil Wolschlager. Next pitch, foul back. And out of play, so it's 0-2 to Ard. Kinsey Lister just rolling along here. Right-hander winds and fires. Next pitch, foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, Totten. And Ard is retired in the strikeout for out number one. That is the second strikeout, though, today for Lister. And that'll bring up Lola Karen. Fouls the pitch back to the screen. 0-1 to Karen. She's in the sixth slot today for the Whalers. A 1 pitch to the second baseman. That one is fouled towards the screen. And so it's quickly 0-2. Nantucket 4-8 coming into today's game. Monomoy undefeated at 13-0. 0-2 pitch. That one is popped foul and back towards Surfside Road. So it remains 0-2 to Karen. Lil Wolschlager, the first baseman, waits on deck for the Whalers. They trail 8-0. 1 out, bases empty. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Next pitch. This one is lined right to the first baseman. Sanford sticks out her glove and says, "Excuse me," and robs Karen of a base hit. As the line out goes to the first baseman, and Karen is retired for out number 2. First pitch to Wolschlager. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Lil Wolschlager, the first baseman, bats 7th for Nantucket in today's lineup. Next pitch high for a ball. It's 1-1. Saren Chrysler, the pitcher in the 8th slot today for the Whalers, waits on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch coming up from Lister. Inside for a ball. Lister now taking her time inside the circle. Next pitch, inside corner for a strike. Chrysler gets the sign from Totten. And this one is punched foul and just out of the reach of the first baseman, Sanford. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases empty, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, Nantucket trailing 8-0. Next pitch, this one is grounded towards third, picked up there by Leighton, fires to first in time, and Wolschlager is retired. And the pitcher, Kinsley Lister, has herself a 1-2-3 inning as that ground out goes 5-3. So for Nantucket, no runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. The end of 2 complete here on the island. It's still Monomoy 8 and Nantucket nothing. Top of the third inning will come your way right after these messages from our sponsors on the NSC and NCTV.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast. The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
We move to the top of the third inning here on Nantucket. Monomoy with an 8-0 lead over the Whalers on NSC and NCTV. First pitch was a ball, and second pitch is a ball, so it's 2-0. Lexi Totten, the batter, to lead off the third inning for Monomoy. Takes a strike, so it's 2-1. 9-1 and 2 batters to go up against Sarah and Chrysler. It is Totten, Loiko, and Hughes. As the next pitch misses inside, so it's 3 balls and a strike. Totten walked her last time up. Monomoy scored 6 runs in the top of the first. Added 2 more in the top of the second. They've got an 8-0 lead here as we start the top of the third. Pitch is up high for a ball, so Totten draws another walk. And unfortunately for Nantucket, that's been the story of the day, is giving up walks here. As we will have a pinch runner, and that is Lexi Wilson. Pinch running for Totten. Pitch is grounded towards first, picked up by the second baseman, Karen. Throws to first, not in time. Umpire calls her safe, so everyone's going to be safe here. And unfortunately, that'll be an error on the second baseman for Nantucket, Lola Karen. And that puts runners at first and second with still nobody out here in the top of the third inning. So E4 on the play. That allows Totten to go to second, and Loiko is the runner at first base. Nobody out here. Runners at first and second for Monomoy. Top of the third inning. They lead Nantucket 8-0. Next pitch high for a ball, and that gets away from the catcher, Mansfield. And so everybody will move up as Totten goes over to third base, and Loiko now the runner at second. Next pitch popped high in the air, out towards second base, and unable to make the catch as Karen lets it drop. And scoring from third base is Totten again. High sky and battling the sun. Holding at second base is Hughes. Or I'm sorry, Loiko, but Hughes is safe at first. So now it's a 9-0 lead for Monomoy, as that pitch is a strike. The batter now is Kylie Mon. Mon walked and scored in the first inning, doubled and scored last inning. Chrysler with the signs of the left-handed batter. Pitch was outside. Loiko at second for the Sharks. Hughes the runner at first. Next pitch popped in the air down the third baseline. Making the catch is Yelverton, and puts it away for the first out. So Mon pops out to third, and that's one away. And here's Bella Bellafay, the center fielder, in the cleanup spot today for Monomoy. Takes the first pitch for a strike. She had a 3 RBI triple and came around to score in the first inning. Grounded out, but got herself another RBI in the top of the second. Next pitch swung on and missed, but it was missed by the catcher Mansfield, so the runners will advance as Loiko goes to third and Hughes moves up to second on the pass ball. Liv Sanford waits on deck for Monomoy. Next pitch, this is crushed out to left field. It'll fall in for a base hit. Picking it up on a hop as Cranston fires into third. Scoring easily is Loiko. Hughes is safe at third base. It is another RBI for Bellafay. She's got 5 on the day with an RBI single. And that puts Monomoy ahead 10-0 over the Whalers here with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. And the first pitch is a ball as it's taken by Sanford. Moving up to second is Bellefeuille. The 1-0. That's inside for a ball, and it's 2-0. Sanford stole a base. She walked, then stole a base and came home to score in the first. Struck out swinging last inning. Next pitch high for a ball, and it's 3-0. Hughes at third base for the Sharks. Bellefeuille at second. Next pitch misses for a ball, and that'll load the bases as Sanford draws a walk. With just 1 away here in the top of the 3rd inning, a 10-0 lead for the Monomoy Sharks over Nantucket. I'm DC Collins, sitting in for Chris Morris today. Charles Douglas spinning the dials. And Sean Davis, our camera operator today here on the NSC and NCTV. First pitch is inside for a ball. Also Xfinity Comcast Channel 1072 and worldwide on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Beautiful day on Nantucket. There's never a bad day on Nantucket, but a beautiful day today. It's around 60 degrees. A couple of wispy clouds in the sky, which is making it hard for the outfielders. This one has popped foul and back in. Good catch by a fan behind the screen. Sun has caused the issue for some outfielders for Nantucket. Also the wind, which is now blowing, it seems, from the first base side out towards left field. Next pitch skips, and did it hit the batter? Yes, it did. So Layton gets hit by the pitch. That'll force in a run as Hughes comes around to score. 11-0 now. The Sharks lead it in the top of the 3rd with 1 out. They still have the bases loaded. And now the batter will be Lily Furman, the second baseman in the 7th slot today. Six runs for Monomoy in the top of the 1st, 2 more in the top of the 2nd. They've plated 3 here in the top of the 3rd. And the next pitch to Furman. This one is golfed down the right field line, and it pops out of the glove of Ard. They'll get the runner at second base on the force. And umpire ruled it. They'll rule the batter is out. So it is a line out. They will say that Ard had control. Moving to third base is Sanford. Layton retreats to first. Out number 2 as Furman lines out to right field. And here's Kinsey Lister. And next pitch, that bounces up there. Runner did tag from third to score, so that makes it a 12-0 lead for Monomoy. That was Bellefeuille that came home to score. Lister grounded into a fielder's choice, also lined out to short in her first 2 plate appearances. Next pitch, pop foul, and it falls foul to the ground. Mansfield ripped off the mask but couldn't catch up to it. Totten waits on deck. Next pitch, this one driven a mile high and deep to center field. Going back on this Harrington, she'll have to chase after it. Rounding third is Sanford. This could be an inside the park home run. Lister rounds third base. She will touch them all. It is an inside the park home run, and Monomoy now has blown it wide open here in the top of the 3rd inning as they lead by a score of 15-0. Sanford scores, Layton scores, and Lister with the 3-run inside the park home run. And the Sharks are taking it to the Whalers here with 2 outs in the top of the third inning. They now have jumped out to a 15-0 lead. His pitch foul towards us and out of play. Totten has walked her first 2 times up for Monomoy and has scored earlier this inning. That's called strike, so it's quickly 0-2. Six in the top of the first, 2 in the top of the second, and now 7 here in the top of the third for Monomoy. And unfortunately for the Whalers and their starting pitcher, Saren Chrysler, just haven't been able to record the outs today. Next pitch inside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Inside for a ball, and it's 3-2. Elena Loiko waits on deck for the Sharks. Base is empty, 2 outs, top of the third. Sharks lead at 15-0. Next pitch high for a ball. So Totten draws a walk. And here's Loiko. Walked in the first inning and scored a run. Walked again in the second, reached on an error, and scored another run. As Wilson comes in at first base once again for Monomoy as the pinch runner. Loiko, the designated player in the leadoff spot today for Monomoy. Left-handed batter looks at ball 1. Next pitch high for a ball. Next pitch to Loiko. Big swing and a miss. She was going for the wind turbine on that swing. 2-1 is outside for a ball, so now it's 3 balls and a strike. Totten still the runner at first base for Monomoy. 2 outs, top of the third. Sharks with a 15-0 lead. Pitch up high for a ball. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And Loiko goes down swinging, chasing one almost in the dirt. And the top of the third inning comes to an end. But Monomoy adds 7 runs. They do so on, we'll count them up, just 4 hits. There was an error and 1 runner left on base. And now at the end of 2.5 innings of play here on Nantucket, it's Monomoy 15 and the Whalers nothing. Bottom of the third inning comes your way right after this here on the NSC and NCTV.
In 1965, a group of dedicated Nantucket parents came together with one goal: to raise enough money to develop game film for the football team. The following season, the Whalers went undefeated. These parents became the very first class of the Nantucket Booster Club. Over time, Whaler pride has grown into something far more than just wins and losses on the scoreboard.
Once a Whaler, always a Whaler. 1, 2, 3 Whalers!
Una vez un Whaler, siempre un Whaler. ¡Vamos!
What binds us is Whaler pride. It has shaped our island and student athletes for generations.
Whaler pride isn't just a tradition, it's an identity, a legacy for families who choose to plant their roots here in this community all year round. It can bring generations of island families together, and for Wash Ashore children, it can transform an unfamiliar place into a new home. The Nantucket Booster Club is a vital link between our community and Whalers athletics. It helps provide our teams with gear, additional travel expenses, and much more.
Volunteering for the Booster Club, it's a...
First pitch taken for a strike by Saren Chrysler here in the bottom of the third inning. Monomoy with a 15-0 lead over the Whalers. It'll be the pitcher Saren Chrysler for Nantucket to lead off the number 8 spot. Rye Cranston in left field. bats second, and Sophia Yelverton will bat third here in the bottom of the third inning. Sharks on top of the Whalers, 15-0. Pitch is swung on and missed. Chrysler with her first plate appearance this afternoon. This one is punched into right field. It'll fall in for a base hit. Throw to first, though, and she is safe. Beat it out by a half a step. Good play by the right fielder, Haley Lanciani, to charge that and throw it into first. They almost got her, but Chrysler safe by a half a step. That is the first base hit for Nantucket here this afternoon. And Ryan Cranston, the left fielder, will be the batter. Ground ball to second. It's bobbled momentarily that time by Furman. Tries to shovel it over to first. Not in time. Chrysler going to third, and she is, they'll say, safe. Bang, bang play. It was bobbled by Furman. Tried to underhand it with her glove to first base. In the meantime, Chrysler saw what was going on and rounded second, headed to third, and slid in. So now Nantucket trying to get something going here in the bottom of the third inning. As this one is popped in the air towards second, it's bobbled. They throw to first in time. Now runner heads home, and she is tagged out. So a double play, which goes 4-3. And then they throw home to 2. And now the umpires will confer. Because the ball was bobbled. It was not controlled by the second baseman. So the umpires will get together. As of now, the runner is safe at first base. So that's Yelverton on an error by the second baseman. And Chrysler is tagged out trying to get home. So that puts one away here in the bottom of the third. Monomoy still with a 15-0 lead, but Yelverton safe at first. Chrysler tagged out on the play for the first out. And that's a strike taken by Eliza Mansfield, the catcher, in the 2 slot today for the Whalers. She walked her first time up. Yelverton on first for Nantucket. Next pitch, that's tipped into the glove of the catcher, Totten. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. There is 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning, and a runner at first base for the Whalers. And the next pitch is a called strike. So Mansfield strikes out looking, and that is the third strikeout this afternoon for Lister. And Nantucket is retired. They do get a base hit, though. No runs on a hit. There was an error, and 1 runner left on base. And now at the end of 3 complete here on Nantucket, it's still Monomoy 15, Whalers nothing. Top of the 4th after this on NCTV and the NSC.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to Nantucket Golf Club.
A 15-0 lead for Monomoy as we move here to the top of the 4th inning. And the Sharks will send Lexi Wilson to the plate. I believe she is batting for Kate Hughes in the 2nd slot. Hughes, the left fielder. as a bunch of changes have been made for Monomoy with this very comfortable lead of 15-0. Again, Monomoy comes in with a record of 13-0, undefeated so far this season. Nantucket riding a 3-game winning streak at 4-8, but looks like they ran into a buzzsaw this afternoon here on their home field. Chrysler still inside the circle, though, for Nantucket. Nantucket's only managed to muster up one base hit, as the next pitch is taken for a ball. Monomoy scored 6 runs to start off the top of the first inning, so the Whalers are already in a hole. 2 more added in the top of the second inning for Monomoy, and then 7 runs in the top of the third inning. It's a strike to the left-handed batter Lexi Wilson, who was pinch running for Totten. Next pitch misses for a ball, so Wilson draws a walk. And so the next batter will be Olivia Ragg, number 19. And she is batting in the 3 slot for Kylie Mon, the shortstop. Ragg, a right-handed batter. Next pitch, swing and a tip into the glove of Mansfield, the catcher for Nantucket. Nobody out, runner at first base for Monomoy. We're in the top of the 4th inning, and the Sharks have a 15-0 lead over the Whalers. Next pitch, foul back to the screen. That one is up high for a ball. Bella Bellafay, the center fielder in the cleanup spot, is waiting on deck for Monomoy. Here's the pitch to Ragg, and that one is fouled over the screen and out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes now the count. Next pitch, ground ball towards second, in the hole, out into center field for a base hit. Holding at second base is Wilson. So Ragg gets herself a single, and back-to-back base runners now for Monomoy here in the 4th inning. Here's Bellafay, the cleanup batter for Monomoy. They've got a 15-0 lead, nobody out, top of the 4th inning. Bellafay today has just pounded the softball. Inside for a ball. She had a 3 RBI triple and scored a run in the first. Ground out for an RBI in the 2nd inning. And a walk in the 3rd. And that ball skips off the glove of Mansfield back to the screen. No advancement by the runners, though. Sanford waits on deck for Monomoy. And the next pitch, fouled off the top of the screen and still out of play. Sanford, the on-deck batter, walked, stole a base, scored a run. Walked in, scored a run last inning, too. Next pitch, this one is popped foul and towards the crowd behind the screen. Kick save and a beauty by a spectator over there. Don't forget, we've got boys and girls lacrosse coming up this week here on the NSC and NCTV, Wednesday and Thursday. First draw will be at approximately 4 p.m. as that pitch bounces off of Mansfield's equipment. Chris Morris will be back for those games Wednesday and Thursday, right around 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the NSC and NCTV, and also Xfinity Comcast Channel 1072. This one pops high in the air, third base side, and it goes towards the bullpen in the batting cage and falls out of play. Runners at first and second for Monomoy. Top of the fourth inning, nobody out. Monomoy with a 15-0 lead. This one hit in the air towards center field. Harrington going back on it, makes the catch. Runner tags from second and advances to third. That's Wilson. But Nantucket gets the first out as Bellafay flies out to center. That puts one away, and here comes Liv Sanford. Sanford in the 5 slot today for the Sharks. Walked, stole a base, scored a run. Walked again in the third, and came all the way around to score. Big swing and a miss on that one, 0-1. Willa Layton waits on deck for the Sharks. Next pitch, high and away for a ball, and now trotting down towards second base is Ragg. No throw. Next pitch to Sanford, swing and a miss. Saren Chrysler inside the circle for Nantucket. Her next pitch high for a ball. Next pitch is a strike. So Sanford strikes out. That's the second so far for Chrysler this afternoon. And that's 2 down. And now here's Willa Layton, the third baseman. That's a strike, and it's 0-1. Layton today, a double to drive in 2 runs. Also a single, stole a base and scored a run. As she chops this one foul at home plate. And she was hit by a pitch and came around to score a run. And that was last inning. Sharks have runners at second and third. 2 outs. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Monomoy with a commanding 15-0 lead over Nantucket. Next pitch, ground ball knocked down by Chrysler. And it deflects past the shortstop Watson. Coming home to score on the play is Wilson. Ragg moves to third. And Layton is safe at first base. So Wilson scores, and that makes it a 16-0 lead for the Sharks. As the next pitch bounces away from the catcher, Mansfield. And moving up to second base is Layton. This is Lily Furman, the second baseman. She's in the 7th slot today. And swings at that pitch, ground ball. Knocked down again by Chrysler. Tough play for the shortstop Watson. No throw to first. And everybody's going to be safe. So Ragg comes home to score. And that'll make it a 17-0 game in favor of Monomoy with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. Layton moves to third. And Furman is safe at first. And here's Kinsey Lister. I was about to say Furman walked and scored a run. That was in the first. Reached on an error in the second. Lined out to right in the third. Here's Lister, the pitcher. And that one is taken high for a ball. And trotting down to second base is Furman. No throw. Lister hit into a fielder's choice. Lined out to short. And hit a 3-run inside the park home run. And that one bounces away from Mansfield again. And she hit that one a mile over the head of Harrington for that 3-run homer, her last plate appearance. Lexi Totten waits on deck. Next pitch bounces up there. A good block by Mansfield. Layton is the runner at third for the Sharks, and Furman the runner at second. Next pitch, driven out towards center field, again over the head of Harrington. 1 run will score. That's Layton. Furman comes home to score. Lister on her way around second. On her way around third. It's another 3-run home run for the pitcher, Kinsey Lister. Wow, some power right there. She's got 6 RBIs for the afternoon. Another 3-run home run. And Monomoy extends their lead. Lister showing some power right there. So now the batter is Lexi Totten. And the first pitch is off the top of the glove of Mansfield and back to the screen. Here's the next pitch. Big swing and a miss. And that's a strike to Totten. She's walked twice and came home to score a run. Actually walked 3 times. This one is hit towards us, towards Sean Davis. Almost made the catch. Next pitch bounces up there. Next one is off the top of the glove of Mansfield. And the next pitch misses for a ball, so Totten draws a walk. And Alana Loico will now be the batter. And now he's got a conference at the mound. We'll have another pinch runner for Totten. And that is Cameron Griswold will be at first base. Swung on and missed. And a throw down to first base. It gets away. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And the next pitch is a strike. Totten, the runner at first base. That pitch misses high and away for a ball. Lexi Wilson waits on deck. She walked her last plate appearance in the 2 slot for Kate Hughes. Swung on and missed. And that will mercifully end the inning as Totten strikes out. So we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Monomoy has blown it wide open. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th after these words here on the NSC and NCTV.
You know how they send the advisory announcements in an email? I never read those.
Same, and then I never know what's going on.
Your advisor should be showing the Whaler word during advisory.
Or you can check out old and new episodes on the Nantucket High School YouTube channel.
We also have sports updates, field coverage, arts, and entertainment.
And weather.
What days does it broadcast?
Thursdays!
NCTV is also showing our episodes on the local channels throughout the day.
And don't forget to like and follow our Instagram, Whaler_word,
for more behind-the-scenes content and further
updates.
But definitely every Thursday during advisory, right?
Bro, it's fire. You gotta check it out. And if your advisor isn't showing it, tell them to lock in.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up. It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience.
Shelby Harrington fouls off the first pitch for Nantucket as the Whalers trail 20-0 here as we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Sharks with a 5-run inning in the top of the fourth inning. Takes the pitch for a strike. It's 0-2. Harrington, the center fielder today, struck out looking her first time up. Kinsey Lister inside the circle as the next pitch is swung on and missed, and Harrington goes down on 3 pitches. And that's another strikeout, and that puts one away here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ava Watson now the batter for Nantucket, the shortstop in the cleanup spot today. Grounded into a fielder's choice her first time up. Lister's had herself a day. Doing a great job inside the circle as the pitcher for Monomoy. As the next pitch is fouled over the screen and out of play. But also has 2 3-run home runs. Total of 6 RBIs here in this afternoon's contest. Monomoy, again, the powerhouse. 13-0 their record coming into today's game. Nantucket, even though they had a 3-game winning streak, they came with a record of 4-8. Watson late on that swing. As the next pitch, this one is grounded through the hole, out into center field for a base hit. So Watson is aboard with a single to center. That'll bring up Annie Ard, the right fielder, who struck out swinging her first time up. Only the second base hit for Nantucket this afternoon, as Ard will step in. First pitch, pop foul, and backing out of play. More sports for you this week here on the NSC and NCTV and Xfinity Comcast Channel 1072. Got boys and girls lacrosse as the next pitch is a strike at the knees. Thursday and Friday starting just after 4 o'clock. We'll have those games for you live from Vito Capizzo Stadium. As the next pitch is fouled, hits the screen again. Lola Karen waits on deck for Nantucket. Base is empty, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Monomoy with a 20-0 lead. And the next pitch misses high for a ball. It's a ground ball to second. Could be 2. It's bobbled, though, and there won't be a play. Furman couldn't handle it. Took a bad hop, and everyone's going to be safe as Watson pulls up at second base. Art is safe on the E4. And now Whalers in business just a bit with 1 out. They've got runners at first and second. Yes, they trail 20-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. But just looking for something to spark the offense. As the pitch to Karen is up high for a ball. 0 for 1 today with a line out to first. Lil Wolfschlager, the first baseman, waits on deck. She's 0 for 1 as well with a ground out. Next pitch, swung on and missed. As we can see, Kylie Maughan, the shortstop for Monomoy. She was replaced by Rag as this is grounded through the hole out into center field for a base hit. Throw comes in. Everyone's going to be safe, though, as Watson holds up at third and Ard at second and give Karen a base hit. Single to center, and the bases are loaded for Wolfschlager for Nantucket. That was Maughan, who was the runner at third base, that took the line drive in foul territory right off of her lower back. There's a couple of ice packs going right now as the first pitch is up high for a ball. The Wolfschlager grounded out to third her first time up. Saren Chrysler, the 8th slot batter, waits on deck for Nantucket. Here's the next pitch. This one is knuckleball towards first. Bad hop. Fielded there by Furman. She holds the bag. They throw to down to home, and 2 runners will be safe for Nantucket. And now moving to second base is Wolfschlager. So 2-run score for Nantucket. That's Watson and that's Ard. Karen is safe at second. She actually moves to third. And Wolfschlager moves up to second. E4 on the play. But the Whalers are aboard. They punched through and they scored 2 runs. And now here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning, Nantucket trails Monomoy 20-2. As this pitch is grounded towards short. Picked up there nicely by Mon. Throws over to first. And in time for out number 2. So Chrysler grounds out 6-3. A run does score for Nantucket, though. And so now they trail 20-3. And here is Cranston. Next pitch swung on and missed. Cranston was involved in that funky play. It could have been a triple play. It turned into a double play, though. This was bobbled by the second baseman for a while. That one's fouled back to the screen. Next pitch to Cranston, misses for a ball. Lister's next pitch. This one is hit down the line, foul on the third base side. Sophia Yelverton waits on deck for Nantucket. Here's the pitch to Cranston. That misses for a ball. 2 outs, runner at third base for Nantucket. Bottom of the 4th inning. Monomoy with a 20-3 lead. High for a ball. And so Cranston draws a walk. So that'll turn over the lineup for Nantucket. Yelverton, who grounded out to first and reached on an error by the second baseman, will step to the plate. And that is not Yelverton. First pitch is swung on and popped foul. Oh, nope, it is Yelverton. Cranston the runner at first. Wolfschlager the runner at third. Ground ball out towards center field. That's a base hit. Coming down from third base to score is Wolfschlager. Cranston moves to second. Give Yelverton an RBI single here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Nantucket now trails Monomoy 20-4 with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Eliza Mansfield, now the batter. Mansfield has walked in and struck out looking in her first 2 times up. Ball bounces past the catcher, Totten. And so now Cranston will move to third base, and moving up to second is Yelverton on the pass ball. Whalers trying to get something going. They were held to just 2 base hits before we started this bottom of the 4th inning. Next pitch is a strike. Whalers started off this inning with a strikeout by Harrington, then a single by Watson. An E4 put Ard on base. A single by Karen put her on base. Another E4. Then a ground out, a walk, and now an RBI by Yelverton. And the Whalers have plated 4 runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Still trail 20-4. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, but they do have runners at second and third. Lister with the sign. Here's the pitch from the right-hander. And this one is punched down the first base line, right into the glove of Sanford, who walks over and touches first base, and that will retire the side as Mansfield is retired. 3 unassisted on the ground out. But the Whalers finally punch through. They get on the scoreboard. They score 4 runs, and they do so on 3 base hits, 2 errors, and they leave 2 runners aboard. And now at the end of 4 complete here on Nantucket, it's Monomoy 20 and the Whalers 4. Top of the 5th inning comes your way right after these words here on the NSC at NCTV.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket.
We go to the top of the 5th inning here on Nantucket. Monomoy with a 20-4 lead over the Whalers. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 batters, Lexi Wilson, Olivia Ragg, and Bella Bellafay to lead off as this one is lined foul down the third base line. Whalers able to punch through finally, though, in the bottom of the 4th inning and put 4 runs across. It's been all Monomoy, though, this afternoon, as they scored 2 in the first inning. 6 in the top of the first inning, 2 in the top of the second, and then 7 in the top of the third, and then 5 more in the top of the 4th. Wilson came in for Kate Hughes. And now a pass ball and a swinging strike, and she will be safe. So Wilson is aboard on the strikeout wild pitch. And so that brings up Olivia Ragg. First pitch in the dirt. Ragg came in for Kylie Maughan, who took the line drive in foul territory off of her lower back. Ragg singled, stole a base, and scored a run her last time up. Pitches inside for a ball. Throw down to first base, not in time, as Wilson slides back safely. Next pitch high for a ball. Runner at first base for Monomoy. Nobody out. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Monomoy with a 20-4 lead over Nantucket. I'm DC Collins in for Chris Morris today. Charles Douglas spinning the dials, keeping us on the air here this afternoon on the NSC and NCTV. And Sean Davis, our camera operator. As Ragg walks, that pushes Wilson up to second base. So here's Bella Bellafay, who really started the onslaught back in the top of the first inning. She had a triple, drove in 3 runs, ground out for another RBI, and then flied out her last at bat. Here's a check swing right back to the pitcher. Chrysler picks it up, fires to first in time for out number 1. Wilson moves over to third, and Ragg moves over to second. Ground out goes 1-3. And there is one away here in the top of the 5th inning, and that brings up Liv Sanford. Batting 5th today for Monomoy. Walked, stole a base, scored a run, walked and scored another run in the third, and then struck out swinging. Willa Layton waits on deck. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Wilson at third base for the Sharks and Rag at second. Next pitch, called strike. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And there's a strikeout as Sanford goes down swinging. And that leads us to out number 2 here in the top of the 5th inning. Four strikeouts so far for Chrysler today. Next pitch to Layton, bounces up there. Layton, the third baseman for Monomoy, drove in 2 runs with her double back in the top of the first. Singled, stole a base, and scored a run in the second. Was hit by a pitch in the third and scored a run. And reached on an error by the pitcher in the fourth and came around to score another run. Here's a line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 2 runs will score, and trotting into second base is Layton with 2 more RBIs. And now she'll run to third as the ball gets by the pitcher. And so now it's a 22-4 lead for Monomoy here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Wilson and Rag both scored. Here's a ground ball to third. Picked up there by Yelverton, fires to first, and that will retire the side. But Monomoy gets 2 more runs, and they do so on just 1 base hit. And they leave a runner at third base. And now at the end of 4.5, it is Monomoy 22 and the Whalers 4. A miracle comeback needed by the Whalers if they want to keep this game extended. But after 4.5 innings of play, it's Monomoy 22, Nantucket 4, bottom of the 5th inning. Right after these words from our sponsors on the NSC and NCTV.
He's got it! He's got it!
Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV over the past few years have done countless broadcasts that are both exciting and professional.
Shot, score! Jack Halleck!
I support NCTV's Nantucket Sports Connection because it's a great opportunity to reach island families, support students, and our local television station.
Bottom of the 5th inning here on Nantucket. Whalers trailing Monomoy 22-4. They'll need a miracle to keep this game extended from the mercy rule here this afternoon. They will send to the plate Shelby Harrington, Ava Watson, and Annie R., 3, 4, and 5 batters. And the first pitch is taken for a strike by Harrington. And it's 0-1. Kinsey Lister, a phenomenal job inside the circle, a phenomenal job at the plate, all around fantastic job for Monomoy. Next pitch is a strike. Harrington struck out looking and struck out swinging in her first 2 plate appearances. Totten gives the sign to the pitcher Lister for Monomoy. It'll be an 0-2 coming up to Harrington. And that one misses high for a ball. 1-2 now the count. Ava Watson waits on deck. Monomoy up 22-4 as we play here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that is a called third strike at the knees. So Harrington, a strikeout victim for the 3rd time today, and that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 strikeouts recorded by Lister, the pitcher for the Sharks. Swinging a foul back to the screen, and it's 0-1 to Ava Watson. She grounded into a fielder's choice and singled to center and scored Nantucket's first run last inning. Just a second. Charles Douglas will preview what else we have coming up this week on the NSC and NCTV as that pitch misses inside, so it's 1-1. The count to Watson. Base is empty, 1 out, bottom of the 5th here. Monomoy up 22-4. Next pitch, here's a ground ball back up the middle for a base hit for Watson. Second straight single for her, and Nantucket has a runner aboard with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. So this game out of reach for the Whalers, but Charles, we've got boys and girls lacrosse coming up later on this week from Vito Capizzo Stadium. Both games starting a little after 4 o'clock.
That's right. DC doing a great job giving us the play-by-play today for our 3rd and final softball broadcast of the season. Want to thank again the folks from across the community who donated to our snap raise. As a ball narrowly misses our play-by-play commentator's feet. We are definitely in an exposed situation here, but everyone doing a great job. Sean Davis and DC Collins. Again, my name is Charles Douglas. I am not the voice of the Whalers, but I'm going to stick with you as foul ball there on that swing. On Wednesday, we have boys lacrosse versus Falmouth, and that'll be live at 3:45 p.m. from Vito Capizzo. Thursday, we have girls lacrosse versus Bridgewater and Raynham. Friday, boys lacrosse again versus Monomoy. It's the same Monomoy team visiting from the Cape. And then they're going to close out their regular season, boys lacrosse, Saturday, first thing in the morning versus Whitman-Hanson. Back to you, DC.
Thank you very much, Charles. So, yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as this one is hit high in the air towards right field. As Karen gives that one a ride. Watson comes around third base, going back all the way as Lanciani to field it. Rounding third, but holding there is Karen with the triple. She drives in Watson, and with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Nantucket now trails 22-5. So Karen with a single and now a triple, drives in a run. Both teams are lining up right now. And that should be the final score. So 22-5 is the final score as both teams are lining up. And that'll do it for us here. As Charles mentioned a moment ago, we've got sports for you Wednesday, Thursday, and first thing in the morning on Saturday on the Nantucket Sports Connection, NCTV, and Comcast Xfinity Channel 1072. Nantucket now drops to 4-9 overall, and Monomoy still undefeated as they are 14-0 as they beat Nantucket today by a final score of 22-5. I want to say thanks to our sponsors for the spring season and also all season long. We could not do it without you for making these productions possible here on the NSC and NCTV. For Nantucket, just tough. Monomoy came out and scored 6 runs in the top of the first inning and really never looked back. Had a few great performances this afternoon, including from the starting pitcher, Kinsey Lister, who had 2 3-run home runs this afternoon, in addition to striking out numerous batters for Nantucket. Willa Layton as well. She scored 3 runs, and Loiko had a couple of scored runs as well. So really, Monomoy, the powerhouse, improving to 14-0. Tough loss for the Whalers, though, as they snapped their 3-game winning streak and now fall to 4-9. And we thank you for tuning in for our broadcast of Nantucket softball this season. Hope to bring you more next springtime. Again, though, we've got lacrosse coming up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday here on the NSC and NCTV. Big thanks to our camera operator today, Sean Davis, and also our producer, engineer, and does just about almost anything here for us at NCTV, and that is Charles Douglas. And best wishes to Chris Morris as he recovers as well. He'll be back with you later on this week for the call of boys and girls lacrosse from Vito Capizzo Stadium. My name is DC Collins. Final score from the final time. Monomoy rolls over Nantucket 22-5. You've been watching Nantucket Whalers softball on the Nantucket Sports Connection and Nantucket Community Television. Go Whalers and have a great evening, everyone.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast. Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs. The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to NantucketGolfClub.com.
Support